In the United States, an 18-year-old can vote, sign contracts, join the military, and take on responsibilities that shape the rest of their life. Yet buying a beer remains off limits until 21. Safety concerns played an important role in the debate, but they don't tell the full story. The reason all 50 states eventually adopted the same drinking age can be traced to a financial strategy that transformed highway funding into one of the most powerful policy tools in modern American history. What happened next was unusual. Rather than ordering states to raise the drinking age, the federal government tied billions of dollars in highway funding to a single requirement: adopt 21 or lose the money. To understand why, it's necessary to go back to the 1970s. At the time, there was no national drinking age. Each state was free to create its own rules. In the years following the Vietnam War, many states lowered their drinking ages from 21 to 18, arguing that if young adults were old enough to vote and serve in the military, they should also be allowed to drink legally. The result was a patchwork of laws across the country. These differences created an unexpected problem. Young people began crossing state lines to drink legally before driving back home. The phenomenon became so common that some border regions earned a grim nickname, blood borders. Local officials reported increasing numbers of alcohol-related crashes involving young drivers traveling between states with different drinking laws. Under the U.S. Constitution, states have broad authority to regulate alcohol sales. There was just one obstacle. The federal government could not simply pass a law and force every state to adopt the same drinking age. That limitation led to a creative workaround. In 1984, Congress passed the National Minimum Drinking Age Act. The name makes it sound as though Washington established a nationwide drinking age of 21. But that is not what the law actually did. States technically remained free to keep their drinking ages at 18, 19, or 20. There was only one catch. Any state that refused to adopt 21 would lose a portion of its federal highway funding. For governors and state legislators, the choice quickly became less about alcohol policy and more about economics. Federal highway money helped pay for roads, bridges, maintenance projects, and transportation infrastructure. Refusing the new requirement could cost states millions of dollars every year. The strategy proved remarkably effective. One by one, states changed their laws. Some did so immediately. Others resisted, arguing that the federal government was using money to pressure states into surrendering powers that were supposed to remain under local control. The legal battle eventually reached the Supreme Court. In 1987, the court ruled that Congress had the authority to attach reasonable conditions to federal funding programs. Since states could technically reject the money and keep their own drinking ages, the policy was deemed constitutional. That decision effectively settled the issue. South Dakota, one of the states that challenged the law, ultimately raised its drinking age. Louisiana became the final state to fully comply in 1996. By then, every state in the country had adopted 21 as its minimum legal drinking age. Supporters of the policy point to statistics showing significant reductions in alcohol-related traffic fatalities among young drivers during the years that followed. Critics, however, continue to question the logic of treating 18-year-olds as adults in nearly every area of life, while restricting alcohol purchases for 3 additional years.